The Chicago's mayor just gave back over 100 grand in campaign cash because some of it came from companies doing business with the city. And that refund only happened after reporters started digging and exposing who really signed those checks. In total, Brandon Johnson had to give back almost $300,000 in campaign cash. What is really going on here? And this is the same guy who lectures people about what words they can say. Illegal migrant, slavery, all of that is now being called out for who he took money from. In this video, we're gonna be breaking down what Johnson refunded, what he kept, and how this whole mess just exposed this whole For the People Act. Because if this keeps up, Chicago's taxpayers will pay more, small businesses will get squeezed harder, and trust in City Hall will be gone for good because this guy just keeps crashing out. Remember a few years ago, Brandon Johnson came in to the office like a hero for the people, the former teacher, union guy, the anti-Lightfoot, supposed to bring honesty back to City Hall. Remember those times? He said, we're going to change the culture. We're going to put the people first. But within a year, it showed that Brandon Johnson had no idea what the hell he was doing. And it seems like he doesn't know what to do with the campaign money that he receives. So this is how this donation mess went down. So Johnson's campaign, Friends of Brandon Johnson, took a $50,000 donation from a group called the Chicago Latino Public Affairs Committee. Sounds harmless, right? Except it is run by this lobbyist whose law firm just happened to have city contracts. That's a problem because Chicago law says lobbyists can't donate to the mayor. So once the reporters found out, the campaign went into panic mode and said, oh yeah, we're going to return that money. They returned most of it. Emphasize on most. Like I said, in total, Johnson's campaign has refunded nearly $300,000, money linked to city vendors, PACs, and contracts. If he was a real stand-up guy, it wouldn't take reporters to get him to return the money. He would have returned the money immediately. His campaign also had to give back donations from janitorial companies with city and school contracts, but they didn't return all of it either. Some campaign money stayed. So either the campaigns is confused or they think we're confused. Now, it is a bit confusing trying to figure all this out, but as you see with these refunds, they reveal how companies with city contracts can still funnel big money through political loopholes. City law caps donations from vendors with active contracts at $1,500, but the rule has huge gray areas. Executives and political action committees, PACs connected to those companies can give much more and claim it's legal. If a vendor funds a PAC but sends more than half its money to one candidate, those donations should count as direct contributions. But enforcement is weak and Johnson's team has been very slow to react. One example is the GMA Group, part of a joint venture that's already earned more than $625 million on Chicago's O'Hare Airport revamp that has several city-backed housing projects under Johnson. GMA's founder, Larry Riggs, runs a PAC that draws donations from politically connected figures like Reverend Tournay Barrett, whose nonprofit runs part of the city's migrant homeless shelter system. Barrett's contributions totaled more than $25,000, plus another $2,000 directed to Johnson, technically legal only if that nonprofit didn't reimburse him. And then we talked about this earlier with the Z-PAC that gave Johnson $50,000. His campaign cashed it, then returned $48,500 10 months later, just as the PAC dissolved. Z-PAC's founder runs a construction company, a city-funded housing developer that appeared with Johnson at a groundbreaking shortly before the donation. Watchdogs say Johnson and city council allies have blocked reforms that will close these PAC loopholes, allowing executives to skirt the $1,500 limit. Critics argue that it's classic Chicago politics, powerful insiders proffering off of public contracts while elected leaders delay transparency. Now look, every politician has to deal with donations, but the way this happens, it just screams damage control, not true integrity. They didn't return that money because it felt wrong. They returned the money because they got exposed. What really makes this a problem isn't just the fact that it's the cash, it's the whole attitude. Because while this whole thing is happening, Brandon Johnson's out there giving lectures about language. He's yelling at reporters about calling someone an illegal migrant is like basically calling them a slave. He's mad about what words people use, but he's cool taking money from companies that profit off city contracts. That's like preaching about eating clean while you're stuffing your face full of fast food. And while he's out there trying to be the moral standard, more stories keep popping up. Remember how his wife's office suddenly landed cozy city funding, or how thousands in campaign cash went to his hair and makeup expenses. And then you add in whispers of other allegations of kickback style deals, and it starts to look less like confidence and more like a pattern of just being a shady, corrupt person. So when a mayor is preaching about righteousness while enjoying the perks of power, people start wondering if the only thing getting polished in Chicago is Brandon Johnson's image. Real leadership is, if you truly believe in integrity, you reject shady donations before someone calls you out. You don't wait for the media to start connecting the dots and asking you questions. You stand up and say, this looks bad, we're not gonna touch it. That's what creates trust. Johnson believes that returning money proved his honesty. Returning stolen goods doesn't make you honest. It just means you got caught fast enough to get away with it. So right now, Brandon Johnson is just taking more L's than my Brooklyn Nets. His budget proposals look bad. Crime is still a problem. And there's nothing here that I can say, well, he's really doing great work. I mean, even the tax to businesses hire that his other aldermen do not agree with it. Doesn't make any sense. It's some kind of head tax, basically a fee on every worker the company hires. Because, when your city's losing businesses left and right, why not make it harder for them to stay? It's like watching someone's house on fire and say, you know what, we should charge them for using the hose. Chicago's already dealing with sky-high property taxes, broken transit, a crime that makes downtown feels like it's GTA. And this guy's plan is, let's squeeze businesses more. That'll fix it. This is just another mayor that promised the world and couldn't really back it up. He talked like a revolutionary, but he's still governing like another politician out for kickbacks. He talks about justice, but he hands out contracts like party favors. He calls for equity, but he takes money from the powerful. He says for the people, but every move makes life harder for the people. Brandon Johnson just continues to embarrass himself and just looks worse and worse. But at this point, Brandon Johnson is getting into Tiffany Haynier territory where I think I can probably make a video about him every single day.
So all I'm saying to y'all is like, y'all saying all these things, but y'all not producing anything. But y'all go run over there with the park. Y'all should be ashamed of y'allselves. Getting up at press conference, talking about nothing. Learn the laws. I tell y'all that all the time. Learn from me. But because I'm younger than all y'all think y'all can't learn from me, huh? But guess what? I've been winning.
Every day he is doing something that is wrong. Every day he is doing something that's either emotionally triggering for him or just straight out incompetent. I mean, it's great. It's nice content for the channel, but I just wish that the people in Chicago had something better, and they still need to deal with this guy for another, 2 years? Unfortunate. But I live in New York City, so you guys can laugh at me too, because in a couple of days, we're gonna have somebody that I don't know what is going to happen when this guy gets into power. But that's another video for another day. Let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, most of you are not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any videos. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.